Hi there, it's Graham and Shirley here from Sanjian Ventures. It's a lovely, beautiful morning here in northern Cyprus. And today we're going to go and explore Buffavento Castle, which is one of the three Crusader castles that sit atop the Buffavento mountain range. It's the smallest of the three castles. However, it's the highest one at over 900 meters. It's quite a trek up to the top. Driving up from Kyrenia through one of the three main passes that go through the mountain range, and we're making our way towards Lefkosia, Nicosia, but before we get there we'll be turning left at a place called Digman and following a road which follows along the southern slopes of the Buffavento Mountains as we make our way to the bottom of the castle. We'll park there and then we'll have a steep climb right up to the very top. It's a lovely day, so we promise to have some fantastic views when we get up to the top. You can now clearly see the southern slopes of the mountain range here. We're making our way towards Buffavento, but on the way, on the side of the hill over here, is a huge Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus flag on the mountainside here. It's at least 450 meters wide apparently, and can be viewed for miles and miles and miles across the mesouriaplain.
Here's a bit of geography for you. The mountain range known as the Kyrenia Mountains or the Buffavento Mountains or even the Five Finger Mountains is a long and narrow mountain range which runs for over 170 kilometres parallel to the coast of northern Cyprus. Main passes in this rugged mountain range through which most of the traffic goes. There are other tracks as well that take more circuitous routes and are brilliant for walking and hiking and things like that. During the time of the Byzantines and Licinians, these mountains near the sea made them desirable locations for watchtowers and castles overlooking the coast. And castles sat astride the peaks during the Middle Ages that today attract thousands of visitors each year, and they're Particulariy Castle, Buffavento and Cantara. The mountains are primarily made of limestone, including dolomite and marble dating back to the Mesoic period.
We're getting quite close now to the base of the Buffavento mountain. On the way up to Buffavento Castle, we've just sort of taken a turning left in the village of Tashkent to come up the way to the castle itself. But halfway up the road here is a beautiful old monastery, so we've decided to have a stop and take a look and see what it has to offer. I'm not sure of the name of the monastery at the moment, but hopefully there will be a sign up somewhere which tells us what it is. But there's some quite substantial ruins here. Well, there's no one here, but we found some steps which take us down into the old building itself, so we'll have a wander in. It's full of pigeons by the sound of it and the stuff on the floor, but here we go. I'll just give you a look up to the top. Beautiful dome. Just standing on the entrance from where we came into the church. It's set in this beautiful sort of horseshoe of mountain here, and there's quite a substantial building straight ahead which has been blocked, but hopefully we can have a look in through the window. Just looking through the doorway here, just to give you a feel for what this place is like inside. It's quite beautiful. Very sadly, in all the places like this we come across, there are very few signs giving us any idea of the actual history of the place, which would be really beneficial. Quite a beautiful site. Let's take us back up into the square at the top here again. Again, you can see the beautiful mountains behind. Obviously, there's a lot of development going on here. New buildings are being built. Selby, I think this is called.
Apparently this is a Tashkent Nature Park. It's a non-profit institution that has a social responsibility project dedicated to protecting and raising awareness of wildlife, the environment, through education. Apparently, each year, hundreds of wild animals are treated and rehabilitated here and released back into the wild. It conducts environmental and wildlife awareness workshops and projects, and they're funded by income generated from the Tashkent picnic area, Selby restaurant, and the activity site, and from donations.
Well, it's taken us a bit of a while to get to the road leading up to Buffavento Castle today. The pass through Tashkent has been blocked, so it's been a bit of a precarious trip. And we're now coming up through from Five Finger Mountain up to Buffavento Castle.
Well, we finally made it to base camp. We're at the bottom of Buffavento Castle after quite a precarious drive down from the top of the Five Finger Mountain area, and we are now here. I'll do a quick pan round and show you how high up we are and how beautiful it is. Catch the castle as well. This is going to be quite a precarious climb. Not for the faint-hearted. Now, Buffavento Castle was part of the chain defence established against Arab raids in the 6th, 7th, 8th centuries, which also included the castles of St. Hilarion and Kantara. It was built on the Beshpemak Mountains at a strategic position where it controlled an important mountain pass on the outskirts of the range, and its signals of fire could have been easily observed by the other castles in the evening. No one's really sure of the exact date of construction, but it's believed that it started as a single signal tower and was later developed into a castle during the Licinian period. The castle named as Buffavento, meaning not afraid of winds or not yielding to winds due to its exposure to winds practically from all directions. It's over 900 metres high. It's the highest of the three mountain castles. And after the Venetian takeover, the castle came into disuse since the Venetian military strategy was based on the utilisation of forts along the seashore. And after the Ottoman period, it became a site of curiosity for many travellers. It's a beautiful spot, and hopefully we'll have a fantastic view right across a lot of the island from the top up here. So we're going to take a steady climb up, see how long it takes us. It's 20 to 1 now, so not necessarily the best time of the day to do climbing, but we'll see how long it takes us to get to the top. Quite a sensible thing to do is wear some really stout walking shoes and a walking stick, and wear a hat, because you really are exposed to the elements up here and you really have to be quite steady on your feet. The first bit is quite nice and it lulls you into a false sense of security, but things start changing soon. Well, you can see the car park down there and the amazing views across the mesouriaplain to Troodos. Look up to the path here and they're surely catching a bit of a break, and I'll come and join her for a couple of minutes. It's very warm, and it's well worth stopping every now and then in the shade and taking some water in. Well, we're about 2/3 of the way up now, and it's the first real view of the castle that we've come across so far. Looking quite impressive there on top of the hill. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Excuse the breathlessness. We've just got to the top of a small ridge, and that way we're looking over the mesouriaplain towards Nicosia. And I turn around, you can see we're on sort of like a knife ridge, and here we are looking over to the north coast. Quite wonderful. How beautiful is that? Well, we're getting closer and closer. You can see the main tower of the castle now. Still a fair bit to go, but yeah, quite a stunning position. Everywhere you go here on this walk, you turn left, you turn right, there's just another stunning view that opens out before you again. And over there you can see the Troodos range, and the tallest peak over there is Mount Olympus, which is the highest mountain on the island.
Stunning, isn't it?
It really is. Well, we finally made it. We've climbed about 600 metres from the car park up to an elevation of about 900, 110 metres, and we're just now coming to the entrance to the castle itself. Thank goodness. And here's the main entrance to the castle. Now, I think this was the only bit that needed to be fortified, because the castle is built on sheer cliffs all round, apart from this one route in. So it's probably quite easy to defend. Well, although we're in the castle grounds, we've walked past a number of sort of storage rooms and sentry boxes. We still haven't come to the main part of the castle yet, and there's yet more steps. My goodness me, you have to be fit. It's taken us 40 minutes to get here from the bottom. We have taken it nice and steadily, and I strongly recommend that you do the same, particularly in the summer months. Nearly at the very top of the castle. We're going to get up the top here, find some shade, and have a sit down for about 20 minutes and drink lots of water. It's coming into a lovely, beautiful room here, all vaulted. And a passageway, which on your right overlooks the sea on the north coast, and panning round to the left, you're directly over to the Troodos mountain range. Quite impressive and quite breathless. If you look down over here, you can look down into Kyrenia harbour. Buffavento was actually the key link in the chain of the three Crusader castles, because it acted as the point where messages were sent from one of the other castles to the middle and then passed on to the other. So if I look east now and pan round that way, in the distance it's a little bit hazy, but right down at the end there is Particulariy Castle. So they could have lit a fire on the top of the castle there, which would have been picked up here at Buffavento, warning of Arab raids or something like that. Then Buffavento would have lit their pyre, and you see there's a direct line in the distance there to St. Hilarion Castle. So in a matter of moments, all the way along the north coast, people were informed that there were potential raids coming their way and could start to prepare or evacuate or hide their belongings, etc. This is quite a strategic point. Although perhaps it's the least developed of the three castles, it is actually my favourite. I think there's something quite romantic about this little place on top of the hill here. And we've come up here before with a picnic and just sat here and spent a couple of hours just enjoying the beautiful scenery. So on a really clear day you can see the Turkish mainland, and then over on the other side a very clear view of the Troodos Mountains. It really is quite spectacular. Well, at this moment in time, I am the current king of the castle. This is the highest point of the castle. Tremendous view down to Kyrenia harbour there, all out to Kantara. In the distance you can see the Salamis Bay. And here we go. There's Shirley down there. Well, it was quite hard work coming up to the top here. We've had a nice break and a rest on the top now, and we're going to make our way down, which is quite precarious. Lots and lots of loose stone and very narrow, uneven steps. So we've got to make our way all the way down these steps, all the way through the castle, zigzag our way down right to the bottom there where you can see the road. So I'm probably not going to film while I'm doing this because I need to have my wits about me. So we'll see you at the bottom.
Thank you for coming with us up to Buffavento. I hope you've enjoyed the trek. It was a bit of a scramble at the top, but really well worth it. I hope you'll agree with the views are just fantastic. Hope to see you next time.
Well, it took us 5,600 steps to get to the top and back down again, of which about 1,200 of those steps were actual steps. So quite hard work getting up there, but well worth the view. Tremendous role it must have played in gone times, passing on messages between Kantara and St. Hilarion. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you ever so much for watching, and if you could please press the subscribe and like buttons, share the link with all your friends, and hopefully that will help us develop the channel further. And we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thanks again. Bye for now.
Bye.